2 by 2 by 2, 2 by 4 by 2. Huh? Stop pulling out your hair! Stop! You're not gonna have any left on your head! Calm down! Calm down!
Nani?
Yes, but why did you have to destroy my house? Well, yes, your first event was designed back. Well, okay. Hey,
It's been a week since the release of the new Braver class.
it sure has,
There are just way too many people playing Bravers. Can't get a quick clear in urgent quest.
but it's fun.
Yeah, maybe. But having too many inexperienced Bravers in urgent quests and Gigantics runs can get really annoying. To the point it ruins my
But
experience.
it's fun.
Fine. Why is the Braver class fun? What got so many players excited about playing as Braver?
Well, considering that this class offers either melee and range playstyle, depending on the weapon of your choice, which are Katana and Photon Bow. Each consists of its own unique photon arts and blast to consider as well, which is distinct enough to be compared with the other classes.
In other words, they are living the weeb life.
It is a new class in an action hack-and-slash combat genre as well, so there is no doubt that fans of Braver and base PSO2 would love to try that class out. Have you not tried the Braver class then?
Well, can't say I did not. Playing as Braver requires too much mastery. The Katana playstyle is too stationary, which makes it harder to hit enemies. Unlike most melee classes, it does not have any photon arts to propel towards the enemies at all.
There is a skill, Brave Combat, that helps with this issue.
Would be nice if it wasn't like that.
There's also an option to use a multi-weapon with wired lance.
It does not deal enough counter damage as well. I thought the weapon action counter would be stronger, but apparently it deals less damage than doing dodge and attack.
Katana Guard Counter, well, it is at least a ranged attack too, and it lets you stay midair while doing that as well, so it ensures you hit the target, rather than dodge and fall while you try to attack.
And also the Fearless Attitude skill. I highly doubt any players would make use of that skill at all.
Sounds like you hated Katana Braver, huh?
You think? What about you?
Well, Katana Braver indeed has flaws as a melee damage roll. I actually like the multiple alternate attacks, as it has the flexibility to change between photon arts depending on the situation, though it requires practice and experience. But I'm pretty sure if you have the passion in studying the blade, one can eventually excel.
You sound like a weeb now.
After hours of getting used to the Katana playstyle, I did find its 3 alternate attack system interesting and easy to understand. Messing with it for a while, there are only 2 photon arts to fully utilize in dealing damage depending on the situation you are in, namely the Iris Gale to deal with multiple enemies, and Lotus Lightning for single enemy, such as bosses. Still, this is not implying that Silverleaf Storm is useless. Some would say to utilize Silverleaf Storm for the first 2 attacks to help reduce PP cost in order to activate the 3rd attack for the other photon, since Silverleaf Storm has the least PP cost per use. And some would say that is a viable DPS strategy, but I'm no expert in that. So check in the description for video links that I recommend watching to understand more about Braver. And hey, if you have reached at this point of the video, consider subscribing and drop a like for more content like this. YouTube algorithm sometimes doesn't promote my videos to the masses, and it would be nice if you help out this channel by showing your support. Thank you everybody. So moving on, when it comes to counters, there are skills like Katana Guard Counter and Fearless Attitude that are available for use. However, I don't really use them all too much in my casual gameplay sessions, as it is difficult to master. Comparing the Katana Guard Counter, you deal more damage by dodging than attacking. Still, I feel that it really depends on what situation you are in. For example, I would use the Guard Counter if I am on air, or trying to attack a target that is further away from me. Otherwise, I would choose to dodge and attack instead. As for the Fearless Attitude skill, while it requires a lot of practice in timing its usage, it is still good to have it in your kit. If you happen to successfully counter using the skill, you will be able to recover your PP.
What about the bow then? I find it easy to use and go. You just shoot and not miss, since having the tracer arrow skill helps a lot in hitting your target without fail.
Well, you are not wrong. But on the first glance, it is tough to understand which photon arts to utilize for dealing damage to either a single or multiple target, especially with the consideration of its charged attack variant.
Or you could just spam any photon arts and use weapon action. It gives you higher mobility to move around enemies and bosses, be it close or far range, and deal damage while avoiding attacks.
True, but charged attacks are applicable in tight situations, which only those with keen eyes can master.
Weeb.
I think I have enjoyed using the Photon Bow more than the Katana, as it is really fun after realizing which photon art you would frequently use in a gameplay session. All 3 photon arts are viable to use, and all have uncharged and charged variants, and each can be used depending on the situation you are in. Flex Arrow, both uncharged and its 2 charges are suitable to go against a single enemy. Frenzied Fireworks for multiple enemies, though I don't really use charged fireworks often. Dimensional Ray uncharged variant is useful in dealing additional damage to enemies within its range, and its charged variant simply gives you 5 extra attacks whenever you use another photon art, which is extremely useful to increase DPS. I have been using uncharged Flex Arrow or Frenzied Firework, then the weapon action to give myself high mobility to move around areas with enemies, avoiding their attacks while dealing damage to them as well. Just remember that you have to hold the direction button when using weapon action in order to slide and attack. Of course, any charged attacks are applicable as well, so go explore a playstyle that you are comfortable with. As for counters, its weapon action is similar to a double saber fighter, but it comes with the Bow illusion counter skill, which I really like using as it dishes out 3 additional attacks after every successful counter and deals decent damage as well. While most Bow bravers tend to play long range, I always find myself playing close range, especially in urgent quests and gigantics runs, just to trigger this skill for more DPS as often as I can. One other thing about Braver is that using the Brave combat skill, while it's active, also deals high damage. It's basically a mini photon blast. All in all, if you are the type who loves countering enemies' attacks as a playstyle, or you just want to be a samurai or an archer in a sci-fi setting, try the Braver class and explore both the Katana and Bow photon arts and skills. Currently, it is possible to play both weapons simultaneously thanks to the multi-weapon system, and you can find videos of hybrid playstyles on the net as well. And there you have it. This is what I think about the Braver class as of now.
So what would you rate the Braver class then?
I rate it a 8. How about you?
I give it a pass.